It is often said that folks from small communities in Saskatchewan are some of the best people you'll ever meet. Brett Wilson is no exception. From his first job pumping gas in North Battleford, Saskatchewan, to the limelight of television fame, Brett is a down-to-earth person who has been successful without sacrificing his principles.
There are many Bretts. There are many, many Brett Wilsons, and I have to declare to all the world that I desperately loved Brett Wilson, not in the way you all think, but I desperately loved Brett Wilson as a friend when we were struggling students together. And he was really, really bright. If I had to choose a classmate that I thought was going to succeed really big, I absolutely would have chosen Brett, and I really admired him.
First of all, I think that you can trust Brett implicitly. And that's a big thing when you're doing business with somebody, especially in the kind of numbers that Brett's been used to dealing in. I think he's a trustworthy guy, and very much so. And I think that because of that, he's commanded a lot of respect, and that's opened up a lot of doors for him.
Brett's just authentic. He is the real deal. What you see is what you get with him. And I find it still to this day to be heartwarming. From that first time that I met him, he's remained the same guy. You know, he's very busy, he's active, not only in business, but his philanthropy and in other endeavors. And so every time you run into him, he's the same person to you. And many times people lose that, but Brett doesn't.
A force of nature, that's not one word, but Brett is an unusual force of nature. Sometimes it's like a tornado, sometimes it's a hurricane, sometimes it's a tsunami, but Brett has his own internal energy that's very unique.
He has a lot of energy, there's no question. He's always doing something, but he gets so engaged in whatever that person is doing or that organization is doing, and that must take a lot of energy, and I really respect him for that. It's always that sense of pride when you hear people who are on the national and international stage and they bring it back to Saskatchewan and their Saskatchewan roots, and there's nothing like that. I mean, we see so many people, and so many of our business people are out there around the world doing great things, and they talk about Saskatchewan, and that's pretty special, and I really appreciate Brett for keeping that front and center so often.
After attending the University of Saskatchewan, earning a degree in civil engineering, Brett set off for the oil patch, where his love for entrepreneurship expanded. As Brett's success grew, so did his commitment to giving back to others.
He's a great role model to all junior achievers, to look at a guy who came up from North Battleford, Saskatchewan, made himself wildly successful.
There's a lot of organizations and there's a lot of individuals that are not as fortunate as he is. And I think he's got a mandate to leave this place in better shape than it was when he got here.
He has always encouraged me to try new things, and he's always listened whenever we have gotten together.
As Brett Wilson became a household name in Canada after spending 3 seasons on CBC's Dragon's Den, he's always stayed connected to longtime friends and relationships.
Introduced myself, and his first question was, he said, "Is Debbie your sister?" And I made the mistake of saying yes, because apparently I had a crush on her in high school or university or whatever.
Brett's a big kid. You know, he reminds me a lot about me, and he has a zest for life, and he has a flair for life. And I think Brett tries to get the best he can out of every single day. We were doing these dune buggies in an organization called Wide Open Baja. Now, Brett would tell you a different story, but I beat Brett pretty significantly in that race, and Brett's not a great driver. But other than that, I don't have any dirt for you.
Brett has always made a special effort to ensure he shares his considerable talents with the next generation. From the creation of the Wilson Centre for Entrepreneurial Excellence at the University of Saskatchewan to mentoring young people, Brett has shown his commitment, modeling the way for others.
Brett's greatest gift to the university was his time. There were many events where he would come to Saskatoon and he would stand for hours working his way through a big long lineup of students who wanted to ask him questions. And to get that kind of time with somebody with that experience, that expertise, and those insights is pretty valuable and pretty special.
With his endless enthusiasm, caring for community, and talent for entrepreneurship, stay tuned for more from Brett Wilson.
Probably long overdue for you, Brett, to be inducted into the JA Hall of Fame, but welcome to the group.
I'm proud of you, and I'm really, really proud that they asked me to get in front of a camera to say nice things about you. I never thought that would ever happen.
I so congratulate Brett on this honor. He is so deserving. He epitomizes the qualities that Junior Achievement stands for, that young people can aspire to, that anybody can aspire to.
I think it's very fitting for Brett Wilson to be receiving a Business Hall of Fame award. He has clearly left an indelible mark upon the entrepreneurship world, not just in Canada, but quite frankly beyond.
Brett, be well, be healthy. I loved you when you were poor.
Junior Achievement of Saskatchewan is proud to honor our 2016 Business Hall of Fame inductee, Brett Wilson.